Hello, I'm Stephen Cruz, mortgage broker with Verico iMortgage Solutions, and we're following through with this video series with 8 costly mistakes homebuyers make when arranging mortgage financing. And this is the 5th video in the series, and we previously talked a little bit about starting a little bit too late in the process and why that's a costly mistake. Interviewing multiple lenders, in other words, working with a mortgage broker, that's self-explanatory. Not understanding penalty calculations, it's a little bit more complicated to understand, but really important. Not budgeting for closing costs is what we're going to talk about today. So when home buyers are searching for a house, they often think about and struggle to save the down payment, and the minimum down payment to purchase a house today is 5% down. You can always have more, but the minimum is 5% down. We do have a flex down program as well, 0 down, and I will talk about that in another video series, but traditionally and currently, minimum down payment is 5%. So we always save the 5%, but it's important to remember that there are other costs associated with buying a house. So one of the main costs is legal fees. And legal fees, depending on the purchase price of your house, can range anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000. It could be more than $2,000. The other thing is a property tax adjustment. So when you're purchasing a house, many municipalities will charge the property taxes once per year. So traditionally that is, say, the 30th of June. So you pay for the whole year on the 30th, the middle of the year. So if you're buying a house from a homeowner and you're taking possession after they've paid the full year's worth of taxes, then you're going to have to pay them for that length of time that you live in the house. So if you move in July 1st, for example, and they paid all the property taxes the day before, and let's say the property taxes were, let's say $3,600, ease of calculation, that's $300 a month. So that means for 6 months, you have to pay the vendor, the person who are buying the house from, for the months that you're living there. So you would owe them $1,800. So if you moved into a house, they've paid, you're going to pay the legal fees, and then you're going to pay another $1,800 in property tax adjustment for living in the house for the rest of the year. And then in January, you're going to have to start saving for that other $3,600 in June 30th again. Now, some people will pay their property taxes monthly, and so you can typically just take over that payment for the rest of the year, and therefore you're just adjusting for a small amount. So you just have to be aware that you could have a larger tax bill than you might have expected. There's also moving costs, and pizza and beer if you have some buddies to help you out, or you could ask a mover. That could be a couple $1,000s depending on how far you're moving and how much all your stuff, all the stuff you have and it weighs and all that stuff. And then the other thing are utility setups and fees. So some utility companies, if you've never been with them before, will ask for a deposit, and then eventually as you establish credit with them, they will apply your deposit to the payments in the future. One thing I don't have on here, but it's something that's important to think about, is the land transfer tax. Most first-time home buyers don't pay for that, and in some provinces, like Alberta, there isn't a land transfer tax, but in other provinces there is, and that's a set fee, and each province has a different cost, but that's a set fee based upon the purchase price of your house. So for many first-time home buyers, that's waived, but in some cases it's not. So there are calculations, depending on which province you're in, that you can find online, or I can direct you to, where it'll help you calculate exactly what that payment is. So this is the 5th video in the series. Hopefully you're enjoying the series, the 8 mistakes that homebuyers make, and up for the next one in the series very shortly. So have a great day. Thanks. I'm Stephen Cruz, mortgage broker with Verico iMortgage Solutions.